Good morning. I'm meteorologist Matt Condon.
And I'm Stan Smith with Good Morning Tennessee. And Matt, we dubbed this at the very beginning of Good Morning Tennessee. Today, it's heat week and we're right in the heart of it.
Yes, so today another hot and humid day, but we're on a downward trend. It's a slow downward trend, but today maybe not technically as hot as what we saw yesterday, but at this point, what's the difference of a couple of degrees? If it feels like 105 yesterday, when today it's still going to feel like 102, 103.
And it's certainly going to feel a lot better for some folks here in and around East Tennessee because we've got some pop-up showers here and there too.
Yeah, and already we had a thunderstorm earlier this morning, so let's head on over to the radar. It's a lot quieter than what it was earlier this morning, but we had a pretty persistent thunderstorm in McMinn County. It dumped a lot of rain in a fairly short amount of time. So if you're getting out the door this morning, you're heading to Athens, really the Athens area, flash flood warning does continue. This is set to expire at 8:45, so only 10 more minutes on this. But radar is picking up that over the last 3 hours, roughly 2 to as much as potentially 4 to 5 inches of rain has fallen in this area. That's a radar estimate, no confirmed reports of any flooding in this area, but the radar is really honing in on really Athens and north from there. That does include I-75, so just watch out. If you do see a flooded roadway, always remember, turn around, don't drown. Again, no confirmed reports of flooding in this area, but the potential's there. The thunderstorm was pretty stationary and it just kept dumping a lot of rain for almost 2 hours now, and that's why you're seeing some of those high rainfall totals.
Do want to point out in just a couple minutes ago when we were doing our live traffic and weather hit on air in the same area in Athens, there was a little bit of a slowdown in that area on 75, so that is something to monitor if that's exactly where the rain may be.
Yeah, I mean, there at least have to be high puddles in this area, but no reports of actual flash flooding. But that flash flood warning was issued about 2 hours ago at this point. So the thunderstorm, it developed, strengthened quickly, and it just dumped a lot of rain. And that's going to be the case into the afternoon as well. We will see additional showers and storms, and where we do see the rain, locally heavy rain is possible. So we've had rain in McMinn County. Everyone else has been pretty much dry this morning, and that will change as we head into the afternoon. Additional spotty showers and storms are expected. Not everyone will see rain today, but at least the rain will give you a break from the heat and humidity at times. Out the door this morning, it's pretty muggy. Temperatures at this hour are in the low 70s. I mean, if I showed you this, you'd almost tend to think we're heading into the afternoon. So it's a mild start this morning, and we have the high humidity as well. Already it feels pretty tropical across the area. So remember, the temperatures and the humidity will give you your heat index value, and those are going to be pretty high through the afternoon like they have been the last several days. So it is definitely a steamy one already, and that's going to continue through the afternoon. And even over the next several days, we will keep the elevated humidity. So summer officially started last week and definitely did not waste any time to really crank up the heat across the area. So as we head through the afternoon, temperatures will climb to the low 90s to mid 90s. The reason why we only will hit 93 today in Knoxville instead of 96 like we did on Tuesday and Thursday, there are a few more clouds around. So we'll still see a lot of sunshine, but those clouds at least knocking temperatures down a couple of degrees. You may not even notice it though, because it's still going to be hot and humid. Humidity levels will be in the tropical category, and that's going to result in feels like temperatures or heat index values climbing into the upper 90s to low 100s. It'll be the central and southern valley. That's where I think we end up seeing our highest heat index values. That's where we will approach the 105 degree mark at times through the afternoon. So what you're seeing here is the maximum, likely around the 4 o'clock hour, but of course it takes time to get up to 102 here in Knoxville. So really most of the afternoon I would prepare for, once again, heat index values to be close to, if not above, the 100 degree mark for a majority of the afternoon. And of course the sunshine likely will make it feel warmer, but some will get some relief from the storms that will try to develop later on today. So already there are a number of clouds across the area, and as we move into the late afternoon, a couple of spot showers and storms will develop first across the higher elevations, but coverage has been favoring more so the evening the last couple of days, and that seems to be the theme for today as well. Spotty showers and storms, fairly isolated. Not everyone sees rain today, but for those who do, locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds will be possible, and a stronger storm can't be ruled out. I do think rain coverage will tend to favor the higher elevations, and then, as we call them, the outflow boundaries from those storms will develop additional storms in the valley. So pretty random on who will see a storm today, but I do think overall, big picture, the Smokies likely have the best opportunity of seeing additional storms through the afternoon and evening before we quiet things down overnight. Level 1 out of 5 severe risk area-wide today. Damaging winds and locally heavy rainfall will be the main concern this afternoon into the evening. Not everyone sees a storm today, let alone a severe storm, but the heavy rainfall threat will be a concern. I mean, we just had a storm develop at 5 o'clock this morning, sat in McMinn County for 2 hours, and dumped potentially upwards of 5 inches of rain. That is a lot of water. There's a lot of water in the atmosphere, and you notice it because it's so humid outside, especially through the afternoon. We already have that tropical feel, so as a result, we get tropical downpours. So we'll have to watch the risk for flooding, not even just today, but over the next several days, because we're going to keep the higher humidity. So for tomorrow, upper 80s, low 90s, reaching 91 in Knoxville. Still cloud cover around, and we'll have a slightly better chance for some rain tomorrow. It's still going to be humid. Heat index values upper 90s to low 100s, but we'll watch for those scattered showers and storms to develop through the afternoon and evening. So Stan, tomorrow actually has a slightly better opportunity for some rain, and that's actually going to continue into the weekend as well.
Hopefully that'll help us a little bit.
It at least provides some brief relief, and we'll take it, any relief that we can get at this point. But again, because the humidity is so high and there's a lot of energy, a stronger storm can't be completely ruled out. Level 1 out of 5 severe risk for Friday afternoon and evening. Damaging winds and locally heavy rainfall once again will be a concern with storms that develop tomorrow. So it looks dry in the morning. You can see the cloud cover that's around. So a few more clouds in the morning, helping to knock down temperatures slightly, only by a couple of degrees. Then as we get closer towards midday, you can see a few showers and storms developing across the higher elevations. First the plateau and the Smokies. Coverage picks up during the afternoon and evening, watching for a stronger storm to roll through part of the area, even into the later evening hours, early night, and then we'll start to settle things down as we move into the overnight hours into early on Saturday. Saturday still looks warm, upper 80s, low 90s. That's a bit closer to average. I think average in Knoxville right now is right around 87, 88 degrees, so a couple degrees above it, but not as oppressive as what we dealt with for Tuesday and Wednesday. And as a result, we'll still have some rain around, so heat index values will be in the upper 90s. So you can see it's a slow downward trend. It's still going to be humid through the weekend, but not as bad as what it was for Tuesday and Wednesday, which we'll take.
Yes. Yeah. We waited a long time to see these 90-degree temperatures all in a row, and we're finally starting to see it all at once.
Yeah, and the humidity is key. That's why we have the dangerously high heat index values getting close to 105 degrees, and we'll approach that this afternoon. But after that, it doesn't look like we'll reach dangerous levels, but it's still going to be hot regardless. Here's Sunday, upper 80s to low 90s, still expecting some sunshine and additional thunderstorms to develop. And once again, still feeling like the upper 90s to low 100s, the heat index values there. So through the weekend, scattered showers and storms can be expected, favoring the afternoon and evening hours. Similar setup to what we've seen the last couple of days. We're not under an official severe risk right now, but would not be surprised, one, if there was locally heavy rainfall, and a storm could produce some gusty winds as well. Rain actually looks a bit more likely on Monday and Tuesday. Still, scattered showers and storms are expected, but by the middle of next week, a cold front's going to approach the area. That really bumps up the rain chance for Tuesday. But then depending on if the front can actually move completely through the area, that can help lower the rain chance Wednesday and make for a drier end of the week and maybe slightly less humid as well. The reason why there's still uncertainty with it, one, it's still almost 7 days away, but also a lot of times during this time of year, cold fronts have a hard time getting completely through the area. So what can happen is the front approaches, it stalls out, and then that leads to increased opportunities to rain. We have this front stalled, and then it just continues to develop scattered showers and storms day after day. Now, if that front completely clears, that would be a bit better. We'd be drier, and we could get a slight break from some of the humidity. But the key will be, does the front actually make it completely south of our area? And it is tough to do this time of year. So we're wait and see on that. For now, though, we're just sticking with the humid pattern and still dodging some showers and thunderstorms at times, including this afternoon. So the main story for today, heat index values at or even slightly above 100 degrees. It is going to be a hot and humid afternoon. Additional showers and storms will develop. Watch for gusty winds and locally heavy rainfall. Similar story tomorrow. We may not see those heat index values for many in the low 100s, but it's still going to be humid. We'll be close to the 100-degree mark. And additional scattered showers and storms are expected. That continues into the weekend as well. Locally heavy rainfall, isolated spots of flooding are possible. Rain is more likely early next week, and then We will hope for that cold front to actually completely make it through the area. That would knock down humidity some, and it would be drier as well.
And all relatively speaking, just a little bit of a cool down in the summer. We'll take what we can get, especially after just everything that we've had this week.
Absolutely. It's been pretty oppressive the last couple of days, and just know we're in for another oppressive afternoon as well. So we'll leave it there. Of course, you can always find the latest information on the forecast at WATE.com, and we'll be tracking those thunderstorms this afternoon and evening as well.